You may have heard by now that the historic sellers market is softening, making it a little bit easier for buyers to purchase a home. There's always a little bit of lag time between people's digestion of what they think their home is worth and what the news reports are saying and what is actually going on in the marketplace. In this video, I have some cautionary advice for sellers to help you not have false expectations. Hi, Jessica Genung here with Active Realty and the Genung Real Estate team. So inventory has been rising a little bit, home showing requests are down, and we're all of a sudden having an easier time getting our buyer clients' offers accepted and into escrow. Our team had several offers accepted last week that were the very first offers that we submitted for these clients, which is extremely rare right now. Previously, it was taking us about 4 to 5 offers before acceptance on average. Some sellers still have the expectation that they're going to be receiving 20 offers and ultimately accept an offer way over the asking price, only to list their home and then they receive little to no offers. So what's going on? Well, the market is cooling a bit and some sellers are getting bad advice or have false expectations. I'll give you a couple of examples. I submitted a couple of offers lately for buyer clients where the seller would not accept above asking offers and we were the only offer. Sometimes a homeowner will see that their neighbor has set a new record high sales price, and that is a motivating factor to sell their home, and they have expectations because their home is better than the neighbor's, of course, that they are going to sell for even more. Here is our first example of a greedy seller story. We submitted an offer recently on a nice home in Canyon Hills. We were the only offer on the property. It was listed at $550 and we offered $560. We wrote a really clean offer, shortened contingencies, and not asking for any closing costs. All of the normal terms that it takes to get the job done currently. So Canyon Hills, by the way, is a neighborhood that does not typically get the many multiples of offers that some of the hot neighborhoods get. My opinion is that this is because it has a higher tax rate, but sometimes these listing agents are out of area agents and they're looking, at the broader area thinking everywhere is getting multiple offers, but it's not. It's very neighborhood specific. So the comps for the property were at around $550, so $560 was a very generous offer, we felt. So the whole weekend went by and Monday comes, I check on our offer, we're still the only offer. But the seller has decided that they want to leave the property on the market for another week to see if they could get some more offers and, get some multiple offers to try to bid the property up even more, which was very ridiculous in this situation. I think that agent likely didn't set the expectations of, where the value of the property was, and they were expecting to get these many multiple offers and they didn't. So I tracked that listing and it was later pulled from the market and that did not sell. So false expectations, greedy seller, call it what you will, bad strategy. Real quick, if you are finding these weekly videos helpful, we would really appreciate it if you would hit that like button. And if this is your first time here, please consider subscribing to our channel. For another client recently, just last week, I showed this buyer client a home in Murrieta. It was listed at $575,000. It was a beautiful 3-bedroom home in a popular neighborhood. Not a hot neighborhood, but a popular neighborhood. It was listed at the very high end of the comps. The best and most recent comp was $5,000 less. So I called the listing agent to see if we offered full asking price, if we could get an answer quickly, because these clients, they had another property that was in play that they were interested in. This listing agent told me that the seller had already rejected 2 offers in the 580s, but that was a couple weeks ago. By this time, the listing had already been on the market over 20 days. So she encouraged us to still submit. We were going to come in at the $575, but my clients, they really liked the house. It was their #1 choice, so they decided to go all the way to the conforming loan limit, only $2,000 over the asking price, but that's $577,000. So that was just the max. We're over asking, full price, great terms, as always, paying for our own closing costs, shortening contingencies, flexible on a seller rent back. And, we said that we needed to get an answer right away because if not, they did really like their second choice as well. So the listing agent goes to present the offer to the seller that evening and she gets back to me and she says that the seller has to think about it. Well, in my mind, like, what's there to think about? We're over asking, the property's been on the market for several weeks. They should be jumping up and down to get an over asking price offer at this time in the market when that property has aged. So I took that answer back to my clients and they said, forget about it. We're gonna go with the other property. We did get that property and they're very excited about it. Interestingly enough, so we didn't tell, our offer was still sitting out there for this other property and we didn't tell them, right away we were going with this other one. And the next day, I still had, days have gone by and I never heard from that listing agent about our good offer. And the next day after we made our offer, but we could take a hint, they raised the price $5,000. So that seller was really trying to get $590,000 apparently. So they thought, that's what the listing agent told me anyway. So they thought by raising the price $5,000 that somehow now they're gonna get $590,000. So good luck to them. So why is this situation so irritating to me? Certainly sellers have a right to list their home for whatever they want and see if they can get it. Test the market, sure. But keep in mind when you list your home and you're not interested in accepting a good offer at or above the listing price, that there are other parties involved, including eager buyers that end up being very disappointed when their best efforts were not well received and lots of time can be wasted. So if you aren't that motivated to sell and you just want to see if you can get a certain price, just list the property at the price that you want so you don't waste everyone's time. If you are considering selling your home in this market, it is more important than ever that you choose an extremely knowledgeable and experienced agent to help you correctly price your home. If you overprice your home and it sits on the market, even for just a week, that signals to home buyers that you have no viable offers and that there might be some room to negotiate the price down. Buyers are becoming more discerning, they have more options to choose from currently, and your listing price needs to be defensible. So will this market cooling continue? Some other factors that may contribute to an even greater softening in the housing market are that the Fed is eventually going to be normalizing the interest rates. Also, the foreclosure moratorium and mortgage and student loan forbearances are set to expire in upcoming weeks. New construction. Builders have some standing inventory currently and phases are not completely selling out at some communities. This shift happened pretty quick on the new construction side, so it's too soon to tell if it's because of the large price increases, I do think that's a big part of it, or if demand is waning a little, or both. Home builders in our area have been pretty slow to build lately and are still recovering from supply and labor shortages. But we are about to see a lot more new home inventory this year in our area with several large projects opening. So you have Woodside Homes, Lennar, Richmond American, and Pulte Homes all have new projects opening. I had a commenter on my last Greedy Sellers video say that he would not be calling me to list his home because you can't fault the sellers for taking advantage of the market. I absolutely agree with that, but now that we are shifting, you can take it too far and you can lose great buyers, and offers that were on the table can leave and you could end up selling your home for less or not sell at all. It is a good agent's job to tell you the truth, and sometimes when I say something that makes you uncomfortable, that's because I'm telling you the truth. So do your homework when hiring an agent, because the skill level and the experience of the agent that you choose is particularly important in this changing market. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.